Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to a whole new world. All the liars try to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand we did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning, this is your sign that you can't go run and hide. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to a whole new world. All the liars try to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to a whole new world. All the liars try to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to a Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome control the fist clench tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. Our TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats round and engines cry. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racers tearing through the thunder soul.
And welcome live back to Nerd TV on a Sunday evening, live for the Global Racing League Truck Series race for round 17 at Gateway
18
Worldwide Correction 18. Race number 18 on the Worldwide Technology Raceway is the place to be here. We're evening on the Sunday. This racetrack looks like it's also setting an evening setting as we're going to the Countdown to Green, presented by Icon Apparel Company, and we're going to go over some things, maybe some points, talk about the breaking news for the week possibly, and then the first weather, of course, is always what we do first. 78 degrees, 73% humidity, partly cloudy, and it's like it drives like a short track, so that 11 miles an hour, I don't think it might play a factor here tonight, but you see the Truck Series stats. Open set, 3 sets of tires in the pits, and 3 green, white, checkered attempts. My name, of course, is Jeremy Stanley, aka J Swifty. And to my right-hand side, I keep saying it, but the guy, he's not wearing a hat, but he's a man of 1,000 hats. He's Walter White. He's Ballistic. He's Dustin Longston. What's up, man?
I'm wearing a hat now, just for you, Jeremy. Just for you.
I don't have mine yet. Maybe Scott's. He's holding it hostage until I get his Voltron truck done, and I'm showing my hat.
Oh, that might be. That might be. So
That's probably what's going on.
no, man, we're here. It's this is always going to be Gateway for me. Always will be. I don't care about sponsorships. We don't get paid to sit here and call it Worldwide Technology Raceway. So it's Gateway. I mean, we are in Midwest. We are around St. Louis. This is what it's about. This track is probably one of the coolest tracks layouts and one of the more difficult track layouts too. It's like you said, it's laid out like a short track, but I mean, just the overall design of it, very similar to a Darlington. And that's probably one of the toughest tracks to race and run at. And turn 1 and 2, super tight. Turn 3 and 4, super wide. But even the banking's different. Turn 1 and 2, you got a little bit more banking. 3 and 4, it's a little bit more flat. So, I mean, it's a fun track once you start understanding it. But super easy to overdrive it. Super easy to overdrive it if you don't pay attention or lose track of what corners you're in. But tell you what, I mean, these drivers for the Global Racing League Truck Series gonna put down some excellent racing action tonight. It's gonna be a good one.
100% here, and we got some viewers starting to file in on the YouTube side. Looks like we got 6, so we're gonna let them file in before we go over any points and this and that. But it's been a minute, I think, Dustin, since we've done a night race here at Global. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but
it's been about 3 weeks since we've done a race because we had travel time for one of them that for work that I could not be here for.
Thanks,
and then the next one was a road course, and it was a tough one. So the league elected to just kind of push that one off, and the payment for that one to another one to bring some oval racing action. So this is now 3 weeks, almost to the day that we actually to the day since we have actually broadcasted a GRL Truck Series event.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's been a while for that. All things considered, the nighttime one, I don't remember the last time we had night, but look at this beautiful sunset here. Looking over, you got the sun just glistering over the turn 4 fields out there. Here it's this Worldwide Technology Raceway. We're going 160 laps here this evening on this 1.25 mile speedway, and we'll go over a bunch of stuff here. The checker flag does fly in this practice session, And out of the entries listed, Dustin, the fastest one, the number 89, is Bobby Mantle. Takes the practice victory, if you will. YouTube starting to fire up with Michael Thorpe saying 34 money Mike, let's take it tonight, Junior. And then he commented and said Hamlin just won. So Denny Hamlin won at Dover. Did not expect that one, but thank you for that update there. I was actually going to go check that here in just a little bit, but Dustin, it's qualifying. You know what time it is. Time to get our faces off your screen, and we're going full screen as we head off to this practice session. That was my random sound effect for the evening. You're welcome. Let's go on board with some of these guys here in this qual.
Oh, man. Like I said, this is a tough one, but you're going to see drivers taking different lines here. You see Bobby Mantle on his out lap. He goes against the wall, pulls it down just before the apex to get that excellent run. Maximizing speed down the front stretch is a big thing. Your brake point and entry into turns 1 and 2 going to be vital. Running just one lane up, right around where Bobby ran, is where you're going to want to go. You can get it to go stick down on that line. Speed-wise, though, grip seems to be best on that second line. This third one here, going into 3 and 4, going to paint that white line there, hit the apex. You're going to sit here and let it go drift slowly up. Again, speed down these long straights is what's going to count as Bobby Mantle finishes his first green flag time lap.
Difficult track, egg-shaped Darlington configuration like, but in reverse, the wider sections in 3 and 4, the narrow sections in 1 and 2. But 1 and 2 has more banking than 3 and 4, so makes it fun. Turn 2 exit is very difficult. 3 and 4, it definitely, if you don't get the truck to rotate right on the right rear tire, if you cannot get it to rotate, then the right front suffers so bad because it's going over 180 degrees of rotation. It screams at you, and then it makes the thing tight. Then you get to turn number 1, and then maybe you're trying to fix the looseness on it to get it to rotate more. And then you get to turn 1, and then it just breaks free and spins out on you. So it's just a very difficult place to get a handle of things. You might see, even though it drives kind of like a short track, like a Phoenix or something of that nature, roughly the same distance, but you're going to see some spaced out fields. You're going to see some groupings, but for the most part, Dustin, it's not going to be, nose to tail all the way through this field. It'll be a little of everything, I would expect tonight.
Yeah, and it really will. And I mean, something else that we haven't touched base, Jeremy, is on the backstretch of this track here. There is that opening in the wall. The wall does not go solidly all the way down, as we're going to watch Jeff Weimer here. And what I'm talking about is just to his right now. That little outcropping in that wall for the entry coming in to bring trailers and everything else to the infield. That can catch you off guard, especially if you're in a 2-wide, possibly 3-wide battle. And if you're not paying attention, you can drift your right side above that white line a little bit, and it closes off fast, Jeremy. We have seen in the past that little section of wall has taken its death toll, so to speak, on some trucks and has caused some calamity at times, especially in very heated, very close quarters racing.
Yeah, 100%. It's one of the unique things here at the Speedway, and we're at 13 viewers. We're getting closer to this qualifying time end or sessional ending, so we're gonna go ahead and go over the point standings, get that out of the way. The fastest man in practice, Bobby Mantle, and also the fastest in qualifying, is also the fastest on the standings board. Bobby Mantle P1 in points, Jacob Grant second, he's 40 points out. Stephen Hayes P3, 57 points out. Dustin Franklin in fourth, 96 back. And EJ Luna, the driver of the 24, is 113 out, sitting comfortably in P5 right now. So the points within the top 5 are pretty spacious, but everybody on back kind of sort of, they're fighting, especially outside the top 12, top 13. They're kind of stacked up on the other. So those guys are more like flip-flopping in positions, but the guys up in the top 5, Dustin, they're just they're sitting comfortable. They're just ready for playoffs at this point.
Yeah, and they really are. And I tell you what, I mean, hats off to these drivers here. I mean, a lot of differences in names up there in the top 5 as we are now on the back half of the season, a 36 race season. This right here at the conclusion of this will mark the back half of the season. But Dustin Franklin, who was a newcomer starting this season here in the top 5 and has been there doing a fantastic job. And we state it every time we come here, Jeremy, that any of these drivers have the potential. They have the skill set to win, to finish podium, finish top 5, finish very well. The level of competition over here at Global Racing League is over the last 2 seasons that we have been providing the production coverage on has been fantastic. So it's always a surprise when we sit here and see drivers work their way up there like that, and we see different names up in the top 5. Those are well-earned positions. It really is.
Dustin, we are gridding on the front straightaway here. Got just about maybe 30 seconds or so left before this pace truck starts to roll for its one-lap adventure before we go 165 or 160 laps. Potentially green flag all the way through. Global always surprises us every once in a while with something, and this track usually sees some cautions. You never know. But here we go. Here's the starting lineup for tonight's race here. For race number 18, Bobby Mantles, P1, Stephen Hayes in second. Second row is Michael Thorpe in third, Don Blazier in fourth, Stephen Knight in fifth, Jacob Grant, P6, Danny White in seventh, Tyler Honeycutt eighth, Jonathan Gaston ninth, EJ Luna 10th, Dustin Franklin 11th, Abram Ghost in 12th, Bradley Miner P13, Jeff Weimer 14th, 15th on back, sorted out by their iRating. It looks like Shane Wheeldon in 15th, Patrick Gettner 16th, Chuck Cobb 17th, Ronald Holmes 18th, Callum Bailey 19th, and Ricky Hudgens is the last driver in the field. 20 entries in tonight's truck race, doubling the field from last week, which is partially why we did not go live, because I agree with the admins. As much as we want to be here and watch Global, this is, I think, our easiest, Dustin, our favorite league to broadcast. But 10 trucks at a road course, I think it's just a good idea to park the broadcast part for the night and resume where the action is best, which is on the ovals with double the car count.
Yeah, it's trust me, you guys wouldn't want us to try to fill up the open space, because 10 cars are going to get spaced out real quick on the road side of things. And even the drivers in the drivers meeting said that the 10 drivers they toughed it out. It was tough, but they toughed out all 67 laps of it. I tell you what, so hats off to them, because that is a brutal race. It's just long. It's not that it's super challenging as far as side-by-side racing, but it's mentally taxing.
Randy Logston on the nerd chat. I haven't seen her voicing out in a while, saying that snack, though. And right now, it is a double chocolate chip muffin from Sam's Club, if you know that, on the southeast side. But here we go. Green flag in the air at Worldwide Technology Raceway. This thing is barreling off into turn number 1. A lot of trucks staying or 2x2x2. Little contact there with your pole sitter. And the 34 Thorpe, the 89, a little slow into turn number 1. He's going to drop back to third real quick. Michael Thorpe might take a look to the inside, but does not get there in time. Dustin, I'm going to give the 13 the first lap of the night.
Yeah, it was an excellent start there by Stephen Hayes in the 13. But it's super tough. The preferred line through 1 and 2 is that second groove. So that outside line definitely had that preferred groove going through, and you can box in that inside line, really making them back their corner up, make them late getting on the throttle, not to slide up into you. So don't be surprised if we do see a caution. If you see your leader elect to take the outside lane on that start, especially going into turn 1 and 2, Jeremy.
Single file all the way through the field for the most part. Thorpe Jr. in the 34 looking under Don Blazier here once more to try to get this pass completed. The 11 drives it so deep into turn 1, slides all 4 tires. He's going to follow behind the 34 now, as Jacob Grant tried to make a move down there, but with the outside momentum, the 11 keeps that spot, looks to the inside, and maybe try to take a quick one back over the 34. Not going to happen off of turn 4 this time to complete lap number 3 of the entire field. Single file, Stephen Hayes to the point.
Yeah, and it's so easy to overdrive turn 1 like what we've seen Don Blazier do. Because, I mean, you're carrying so much speed down the backstretch. Turn 3 and 4, you can really open it up on the exit of turn 4, down the long straightaway. So your timing can be off. If your brake bias is off just a little bit, it is so easy at this track with the way it's configured to overdrive it. But right now, Stephen Hayes leading the way, but he's about to have some good company right now. He's got 2 Grim Reaper Motorsports trucks behind him. That's the 79 of Stephen Knight. Good to see that 79 up in that top 3 podium right now. And then Bobby Mantle, your fastest in practice, pole sitter, and points leader, sitting P3 right now. And these 3 trucks are starting to gap themselves from the field, Jeremy.
Little by little, yeah, that time by 0.6 of a second separates 3rd and 4th place. And I want you to put this camera on truck number 24, Mr. EJ Luna. 10th place right now, looking underneath the 72 at Jonathan Gaston. Doing this because the chat's on YouTube. Jeff saying, Flow 2K3 is saying, number 24, P1 or a riot. I'm not sure what this riot looks like. But EJ Luna, no pressure. You have to already make up 3 seconds from your gap between yourself and the leader, or there's going to be a riot somewhere, somehow. Not sure how that happens on a YouTube chat, but there you go.
I don't think I'd want to be I don't think I'd want to be the one to cause that. So you know what, EJ, you got to pick that up, my man. But EJ already has a win on the season, so I mean he's doing good. He's right now sitting top 5 in points as you went over the top 5. So again, first half of the season, he's riding in pretty good contention right now. Just needs to keep stringing together some of those good finishes. You know, some of those top 5s, podium, Nerd TV, top 3 podiums. Or, you know, maybe grab another win or 2. So, I mean, he's, like I said, he's doing everything right. He just has to, there's still a lot of races, though, Jeremy. A lot of races, so he's got plenty of time to make up any ground.
And speaking of making up ground, the 89 on the outside is going to pass his teammates. Bobby Mantle back to 2nd place. Stephen Knight drops back to 3rd. Michael Thorpe is here to make it now a 4-truck race instead of a 3-truck race. So 4th and 5th last time around was separated by, looks like 0.9 of a second, almost a full second separation there. And the 13's got himself a nice little 5-truck win gap, but we're riding on board the 34, Michael Thorpe Jr. with the raceepi.com and truck telemetry. See about 120 plus. Oh, he's in the wall. He saves it somehow. That didn't look as bad on the roof camera, but man, this TV camera, Dustin, that truck looked like he was toast. Excellent save by Michael, and he still keeps 4th place after that.
Yeah, and I was watching the raceepi.com race telemetry while we were on board, and he was in that second groove going through 3 and 4, and I thought that he was picking up speed a little faster. And granted, I am not the world's best driver, but picking up speed a little faster than I would have expected. And that truck just did not handle the exit of 4 like that. Got tight and drifted right into the wall, but excellent save.
Excellent save indeed. Jeff Brown from iRacingIFlag.com predicting 4 cautions here this evening. He's throwing in his vote early. So if I could create a poll on the YouTube feed, I would, but I cannot. So the 20 people that are watching, the ones that are not actually driving, if you want to put out your vote on how many cautions we might have tonight, feel free to do so. A little 3-wide action almost in the mid-pack of this field as we focus on the race lead here as the 89 Mantle is clearly putting on the strong pressure on the 13.
Yeah, clearly putting strong pressure on. I am going to go under. Jeff says 4 cautions. I'm saying under. That's my call.
Dustin Lost saying under. I'm going to agree. I'm going to go 2 cautions tonight, as this is where the 3-wide was, and it might happen again down the straightaway. Second time. You know where to put that camera.
Right.
They are 3-wide technically. Here we
they
go.
are. They're like, you missed it the first time. All right, boys, let's re-rack it, restack it, try it again. 3 wide momentarily. That's going to be the 45, Tyler Honeycutt. The 64 of Danny White is in there. And then it's the...
Yeah. Danny White, what are you doing? He's got a chrome 79.
That's what I was looking at. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, where's the 64? So it's Don Blazer, Danny White, Tyler Honeycutt. Danny White normally in the 64. For whatever reason is in the 79. All chromed out. It looks sharp, just wrong number. And these guys are getting racy, Jeremy.
It's been a while since we got another 3 wide here. Michael Thorpe Jr. on the inside of it. 89 on the outside. And Stephen Knight in the middle. Into turn number 3 and a 2 for 1 special for Michael Thorpe. Look at this, 4th to 2nd. Either something happened with the teammates of Grim Reaper or Michael just had a fantastic exit off turn 2, but either way, nice job there from hitting the wall, almost wrecking it. Now back to 2nd place.
Yeah, I got a 2 for 1 on that, which is not an easy feat. Especially at this track here, yeah. So that was a good drive, and he's starting to gap himself away from Bobby Mantle there a little bit. So it looks like for the moment, Jeremy, our 3 wide battles that we had have kind of simmered down. Again, only working lap 14 of 160 total distance.
Kimber Leah on YouTube says, 3 cautions all in the last 20 laps.
Oh, man, getting technical, even down to the lap frame. Oh,
here we go. No
man,
caution.
Blazer saves it. Wow. What a job wheeling that thing.
Remember, he slid that truck himself by, like, on lap, 3 or 4 early on. This time it's going to be a little bit of contact that's going to assist the 11 up the track into turn number 1, and it goes to 72.
Oh, Gaston got loose trying to wheel it down. He tried to really turn that wheel down and got loose, drifted up, got into the back of Blazer. EJ Luna had to check up. Good heads-up driving there, but Blazer, excellent job keeping that thing under him.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful driving there from the 11 to not wreck it. He could have easily overcorrected, hit the outside wall, but nope. Continues on forward. He just lost 3 or 4 positions and some tire wear. Outside of that, we stay green. Coming up to lap 17, focusing on that 24. He's only up now 2 spots if he can clear the 72, which will put him in P8, but still 4 seconds outside that race lead, as the 72 likes to just hit the outside wall in corner entry. And does he get him cleared? He does. 24, sole position of P number 8, but EJ, remember, there's a riot happening if you don't win this thing. So no pressure there. And there goes Jacob Grant making a pass over Stephen Knight. It's going to move him into 4th.
Yeah, Grim Reaper Motorsports teammates there. Jacob Grant starting to slowly fall back. This could be product of, need to make some setup adjustments once they hit pit road. It also could be tire management, Jeremy. Tires are key here, especially with the varying corners. So it could be part of a strategy as well, as Stephen Hayes is into the wall. I seen that up there as Michael Thorpe is taking the lead. And after Thorpe took the lead, Stephen Hayes scuffed the wall. Now he's going to fall back to 3rd as Bobby Mantle's going to take over P2.
Yeah, and for the first time tonight, Michael Thorpe Jr., go get you some. First lap led for the driver of the 34 on lap 19. And yeah, that was he lost 2 spots in that transaction. The 13 led every single lap up to this point. Self-inflicted wound puts him back to 3rd place. As we're going to take a look here on the Nerd TV replay and see exactly what happened.
Yeah, so close quarters racing here, and it looked like the 13 of Hayes drifted up in that corner, gave it to the 34, and then he got loose coming out of the corner and scuffed the wall, and that's where he inevitably lost P2 to Bobby Mantle.
He was already going to lose that spot to 2nd, or to 1st rather, but then that slap to the wall definitely settled him back into 3rd. Jacob Grant, remember earlier this season he won 3 straight races. He's trying to creep his way on the long run side of things, Dustin. Started 6th, currently in 4th. His long run speed on average, I think, is faster than most of these guys in this field. And he is creeping on the 13 now, about 4 to 5 truck lengths away from Stephen Hayes. And I'm still waiting on Michael Thorpe Sr. to say something about the 34 lead this event. He's staying silent because he knows Bobby Mantle is all over him.
If we know anything about Thorpe Sr., he is anything but silent, and that's all right. That's the way we like it. But yeah, right now, Michael Thorpe Jr. out front leading. He's got Bobby Mantle nipping at his rear bumper right now. Any mistake, and Bobby Mantle's going to be there to pounce, but we know that the 34 Thorpe Jr. is a driver that doesn't make very many mistakes. He's one of the more consistent drivers here, and there's a lot of consistent drivers, Jeremy. And that's what makes the competition here so tough, is because when racing, drivers capitalize on mistakes that other drivers make. And a lot of the drivers in this league, they don't make very many mistakes. So if you sit here and get around somebody, you're legitimately driving around them based off ability or anything else, because they don't make mistakes very often.
No. And if we had the racers here at Nerd TV, I would love to partake in a race here. It's just so good, so consistent, so clean on average. Don't see many bickerings happening. Not on the server, because they actually turn their voices off during the race in game. Literally cannot key up. So you have to be in a Discord channel of some kind to talk to somebody. But even on their general chat, it's always clean and always, thankful and sending out their congratulations and sending memes and gifts. And, it's just a fun place on and off the racetrack here at Global Racing League. And we are coming up on the end of lap 23 laps. Green flag all the way through, Dustin. We're going to shout out one of our partners, and I think Jeff is still in our chat box on YouTube. So we're gonna start with this man. He's putting in the time to watch our broadcast. I'll put the time in to shout him out. As we put up a video commercial. That's
No, that was the wrong one.
I've never had a video commercial for a shout out, but there it is. iRacing iFlag and his latest product. I think it might almost be ready for sale. It's the iRacing iDash. It's a dash unit that collects all the stats from iRacing and puts it on a very fantastic box. The visuals on it are actually designed by us, which is kind of fantastic. But iRacingIFlag.com, it's a 64 LED light display. Gives you all the iRacing notifications in a bright, beautiful box that's customized for you. And when I say that, that means you get choice of color on the casing around the lights and also the base that it sits in with any 3D colored filament. And then you can put your number on the base. You can put your name. You can put a logo. You can put a slogan. You can whatever fun you want to have with it. It's so cool. And 3 brightness level settings. So the brightest one, you literally can, put that on a runway and have an airplane be directed to the runway. It's just so bright. But either way, iRacingIFlag.com has you on that product.
Yeah, excellent product. We are now working lap 26 of 160. Still good heated battle, real close. You see the 34 Thorpe get a little tail light coming out of the corner. 89 scuffed the wall a little bit. Jacob Grant has taken over P3. And Stephen Hayes has fallen all the way back to P7 and looking to lose a little bit more as Danny White and EJ Luna get by him. So, Just to keep track, Flow 2K3, EJ Luna working on moving up. Once he sits here and tries to get by the 13, is the 13 of Stephen Hayes trying to battle back. But Jeremy, 13 might have heated and burnt his stuff up a little early on, as he's at risk of falling outside the top 10 if it keeps going in the direction he is.
Yeah, and Steven's been very, very good recently on the decent runs. That are produced at Global, which is like 20, 30, 40 laps in. He's usually, or let me back up. Last year, beginning of the season, he's been like, that guy that falls off kind of quick, but he figured it out. He's been the long run guy for a little bit, and now this race, after that one moment of getting loose and hitting the wall, he's just tanking, as you see here. 8th place right now. Still trailing, still loose off my screen here as he hangs on. Jonathan Gaston getting a little closer and closer for 9th, but yeah, it's a shame to see. It's such a great opening laps, man, and then to see him back here this far, Hopefully, he can get that first pit stop underway cleanly, get those tires changed, and does better for himself. But I want to rotate back to the race lead too, Dustin. This is probably the best battle on track outside of maybe fourth and fifth. These two guys pulling away and not leaving each other.
Yeah, they have been glued to each other since Thorpe Jr. took the lead and Bobby Mantle got around Stephen Hayes. They have been locked within a truck length or less of each other. So excellent battle. As you see the 34, little slidey coming out of the corner there. So that's letting you know, Jeremy, they are laying it all out right now. They are going full tilt. And, I mean, they're pushing these trucks and these tires to whatever limit these things have right now. But I can't a little wobble. But I tell you what, they're doing a damn good job right now. But like you said, they're gapping. I mean, that's all the way back there. That was Jacob Grant. That's third place. So they are gapping third place right now as they run.
Mate, Dustin, I don't know if this is a movie quote. You're going to have to help me out, but Kimberly was wanting to know if, she said, I wonder if Bobby Mantle could tell you if Billy Bob loved Charlene. Is that a reference that you know?
Yes.
All right. Please do advise. I am unaware, uncultured swine over here.
I don't know. I don't know if he could tell you if Billy Bob loves Charlene or not. But I could tell you what he's not loving, and that's that he is running P2 right now and cannot get up to the 34 of Thorpe Jr.
That's indeed factual. He's been stuck about 2 truck lengths away from the 34 and cannot close that gap. These trucks were updated last season, or this past season, I should say. And the aerodynamics, these things got tighter and tighter in the wake of the draft. So when these guys barrel off into turn 1 and turn 3, the truck behind just pushes. Now, there's not many lane choices here at Gateway. There's really not. 1 and 2, you have some lane choice, but 3 and 4, you're just running the same line. And so makes it very difficult to pass here when your truck is going to push a lot with no grip on the front tires of these things. And Jeff wants to know, what's the pit window? I think it's going to be a 2-stopper, if I'm not mistaken. The window, I'm going to say it's going to be a 10-lap window. And if I had an estimate, what do you think, Dustin? Around 45 to 55?
Yeah, possibly. Now, I mean, they can go longer on fuel. The tires are what is going to be the deciding factor on that. I mean, you're going to see varying pit strategies on this one. Some drivers are going to elect to try to stretch the fuel run out to minimize the amount of stops. Some drivers are going to try to keep the freshest tires on there. When the thing starts feeling ill handling, that's when they're going to look to come down. But I would put it right around that, probably opening at about lap 50, right around there. That's when you're going to see drivers, probably start flirting with coming down. And that's more so just because of the handling aspect. Some of these drivers, like Stephen Hayes we talked about, who's still in the top 10, still sitting 7th, they need to make some in-car adjustments. They need to make some adjustments down pit road. Might see the drivers that need to make those adjustments take an earlier pit stop this time than, say, any subsequent pit stops. But, I mean, it's all going to be down to driver preference at this point in time. I mean, this is one of those tracks, Jeremy, that you and I both love because we see different strategies on pit road. Some pan out. Some, as they say, if they were shooting for shit, they wouldn't catch a whiff.
And to update Flow 2K3 about EJ Luna, he is your highest person on the list when it comes to most trucks passed here tonight. He's up 4 positions from 10th to 6th, your highest mover of the night. So even though he's still 6.5 seconds back of the race lead, he is making progress. So if he catches a caution, you never know. This guy might be a threat in the top 3. So we'll have to keep our eye out on EJ Luna as his passing game is pretty good back there, Dustin.
Yeah, and that's not uncommon for EJ either. I mean, if you recall back a number of weeks back when he got his first win, that's what he did. We didn't really call his name much for the first 2/3 of the race because he started in the back. He just slowly worked his way up. And then by virtue of passing trucks, making the right calls when to pit, and little luck with the caution that closed everything back up, found himself in contention. And then he was there to power it up to the lead and never look back. So very, very usual kind of MO when it comes to EJ at tracks like this here. Slowly working his way up just outside the top 5, but he's got plenty of time, Jeremy. 38 laps in of 160. This is typical EJ.
Speaking of the lap count, I think we should knock out our first picture-in-picture commercial break before pit stops do arise. So we'll be back here in just a few laps. And back, full screen here. First caution of the night, ending up on lap 40/41 is Callum Bailey. He's going to bring out the first caution here tonight on the front straightaway. As we're going to take it back in our TV replay. And, oh, Jacob Grant just made the bad call to squeeze in right behind the 26 and was not clear. And sends up for a 360 into the inside retaining wall that divides the racetrack from pit road. He keeps it going straight.
No, that could have been way worse. That good wheelmanship by Callum Bailey, the Swedish Scottish warrior, and Jacob Grant on that one too. That's I mean his truck had kicked sideways on that one there. That could have been way worse than what it actually was, but they were able to maintain. As we're going to get a nice straightaway shot here. So Callum Bailey was going up, and yeah, Jacob Grant, he thought he might have been clear, and I did see a little backfire out of the 26, so it looked like he might have slowed down, like the truck handling. He had to throttle it a little bit just to get the handle underneath it, and that was just enough to where that opening didn't open exactly when Jacob Grant was expecting it to open, because he looked like he was going to try to pull up in between, and negative, Ghost Rider. That pattern was full.
There it is. I was waiting on that moment there.
I knew you were. I
was going to say it if you didn't. I marked this one down for lap 41 is the official lap count when that caution came out, right before they got to the line. So, Flow 2K3, this might be your moment. As he throws the red card in, he threw in the soccer red card. Foul play on the 19, he's calling. He wants a free kick.
Oh, red card. I love it.
And then Michael Thorpe saying, I knew caution was coming, but to stay focused, you got this. Michael Thorpe's been destroying the field, minus 89 on the long run. So those two are going to be probably the two main trucks to watch all night. But you never know. If EJ Luna's as fast as he's showing passing trucks, maybe he can be up there and contend. As we're going to see, he might actually rotate to
He's
fifth,
in top 5. Yep.
depending-
He is in the top 5.
Yeah, so he's going to get inside lane. Preferred here at Gateway. So leader takes the inside. Thorpe Jr. inside. Bobby Mantle to the outside here on this restart. Dustin coming up on lap 46. So that was basically right now is where I was expecting the field window to start without any data. I guess we'll have to wait another 40 to 50 laps of green flag racing before we can officially see that data come true or not. But you know me and my playbook. It is not good. Not a good track record.
It's been getting better. It's been getting better though. We've had some accurate calls, both you and I. So the playbook has been getting better. We've been doing some research and whatnot, but it's going to be interesting now. Bobby Mantle, so Michael Thorpe, Bobby Mantle up front right now. Tyler Honeycutt, Stephen Knight is your second row. EJ Luna back or now in the top 5, and he's got Jonathan Gaston to his outside. So it's going to be a different kind of scene here. Fresh tires, everybody fresh, ready to go at the helm, waiting for the green flag. Green flag flies back underway for our first restart.
Green flag. Here we go. And quickly go single file top 2. Well, Tyler Honeycutt making a move here to the inside. Bobby Mantle 0 for 2 on the restarts. Just having not a good time. He's going to drop 2 spots again, this time from 2nd to 4th. The opening start, he went from 1st to 3rd. So Bobby Mantle's got some things to learn here at Gateway when it comes to restarts. There goes Honeycutt. Going to drop all the way to the bottom, get a good rotation off of turn number 4. Everyone's single file off of turn 4. I think that was a 72 or... Yeah, Gaston hit the wall, looked like almost off of turn 4. But outside of that, everybody else clean exit. Lap number 1 completed on this restart. 24, EJ trying to make some moves here. He did drop back to 6th, trying to regain it.
Yeah, and that right there was because the 72 of Gaston had to check a little bit not to get into the back bumper of Bobby Mantle, and that was just the door that needed to be open for EJ Luna to put his nose on the inside as your front 4 are all lined up nose to tail as your first side-by-side battle, but Gaston able to power it back on the outside. Further back, that looks like that's Don Blazer on the inside right now. Oh, Gaston's going up in the 22. Oh, Abram Ghostin right into him. Chose the wrong lane on that one as our second caution of the evening comes out.
Caution number 2, multi-truck wreck. I think there might have been 2 different wrecks entirely. We'll take a look back on Nerd TV replay and see where this all transpired. Here we go into turn number 1. 72 Gaston gets loose all by his lonesome.
Oh, man. EJ Luna, Brad Minor looks like. Does Minor save it? He's trying. Mows a little grass, straightening it back out. I think he might do it. He does. He saves it. But Abram Ghostin, he's seen everything unfolding in front of him. And poor Abram tried to pick a lane and was thinking Gaston was going to end up coming back down, but locked it up, and it was too little too late on that one. He was expecting Gaston to go back down the track at the angle that he was looking, but Gaston did exactly what every driver's told to do, is lock it down, and when he did that, it literally locked his truck in place, and Abram Ghostin just had nowhere to go at that point.
Yeah, and it wasn't hard contact, but the contact was directly to the left front tire of the 72. So I'm curious to know what kind of damage Jonathan has on that truck. And he does come down pit road to get it serviced. We'll see how long he sits on pit road getting that thing worked on. Everybody else minus one other. That was Ghostin, if I can talk there. He comes down pit road to get his nose serviced. Everybody else minus Callum Bailey stays on track, so no positions really changing. After that, the 7, Patrick Gettner He's getting his wave around. So he's going to rejoin the race lead pack. Going to be 17 trucks on this restart on the lead lap. And there he is on your screen, Mr. Patrick Gettner. I thought he was a different number, Dustin. Was he always been number 7?
These guys like to throw us curveballs. It was like 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago.
Right?
They went through like numerous number changes, and we were trying to keep up with it. He was at one point in time, and I'm trying to remember what number. I can't remember if it was the 77 that he was at one point in time, and then went to the 7. Man, I know they went through a number. That's not his original number that he started with. I know that, but he is comfortably in the 7 truck from this point forward, and until they want to wreak havoc to the production team up here and really throw us for a loop.
Yeah, they do that to us. That's fine. We had a couple weeks off. You change a number, you just the ultimate curveball thrown right at us. It's okay. They give us a roster page with a number next to it, but we can't see the prior one. They just update the same image over and over. So I can't go back to last week's card and go, oh, okay, I see the number change. Nope, not possible. So, but I do appreciate the league for giving us all the information that's needed for the current races at hand. To call points, to call team. There's a lot of leagues who don't update a driver's list, Dustin, with a team name next to it. This league does it perfectly color-coded. It's a beautiful thing. So,
and they don't just color code our stuff, Jeremy. They color code the spoilers too. We can sit here, blue for Full Throttle. You got black for Ghost. You got red for Grim Reaper. That should say Lone Star. We'll sit here and go to Dustin Franklin. That's what it should say. But you got Lone Star. You got 5 Aces Racing. Like, they color code everything for us and for you guys out there. This league knows how to get things rolling.
Speaking of rolling, green flag is out for the 3rd time this evening, restarting on lap 52. Michael Thorpe quickly out to 2 truck lengths as Tyler Honeycutt remains in 2nd this time. Bobby Mantle did not lose a position on this restart, and in fact, he might gain one for the first time. Looking on the inside of Tyler Honeycutt, but it looks like I thought he was going to, there he goes. I thought he was going to hesitate and not go for it, but he makes the pass, completed all the way through just turn 3. Turn 4, he's going to use it as the escape launch. Great exit from 89. He's already on the attack of the 34. Just like that, the field mostly goes single file to about 10th place.
Yeah, about 10th place, right around Don Blazer, Jacob Grant. So Kimberly says, yeah.
No.
Whoa, Stephen
Another
Hayes,
one.
Brad Miner. And I was just going to say that we may, she's like, we might have more cautions. And I was going to say that cautions breed cautions. And that just plays right into what happened. We just got back from one. Everybody's close, and that's just that's all they wrote.
This one, it's going to involve the 74. Dustin Franklin, 46. Bradley Miner into turn number 1, and just looks like the 46 overdrives it, gets on the brake, maybe has a little bit of rear brake bias set up. He just gets loose, slides it in. To me, it looks like rear brake bias. And then slide. EJ Luna
misses it again.
But not the 13.
Oh, but not the 13 of Stephen Hayes. He tried to follow EJ through, and that door closed up fast. Brad Miner goes around, then back up the track. You see Chuck Cobb gets it. Danny White gets it. Oh, man. And I agree, Jeremy. That seems like a brake bias. Now, these drivers, this is an open setup league. They do have the ability to make changes to their setups. That means in truck changes as well. And if you set the brakes, the bias wrong just the least little bit, when you go and put that truck under brake, it has a tendency that rear end will try to chase you out of the corner and beat you out of the corner before your front nose. And that looks like it's exactly what happened to the 46 of Brad Miner.
I'm going to try to reverse this streak here, Dustin. We went to picture-in-picture, and we've had cautions ever since. So we're going to go back to picture-in-picture, and maybe we'll get some green flag afterwards. So we're going to do that, and we'll be right back for the drop of the green flag for the 4th time. And back. Full screen, green flag coming out on lap 57 of scheduled 160 laps as we close in to right near the 100 lap to go mark in this event for race number 18 of the Global Racing League Truck Series. Let's get some green flag laps back going here because that was a beautiful race to start the race, but now we are fighting for some consistency on that again. Off of turn number 1, looks like we stayed clear of any incidents. A lot of 2x2 still to be had down the back straightaway. One truck, Chuck Cobb, really slow coming down pit road this time around on the opening restart lap. 13, Stephen Hayes trying to get around the number 3 of Shane Wheeldon. He does so. Oh, one truck on the wall. Looks like maybe the 33, Ronald Holmes. He's slow. He's going to get passed by 3 trucks in the back into turn number 1.
Yeah, and Jeremy, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I think Bobby Mantle finally heard you on the broadcast because his restart that time, fantastic. Did not gain a spot, but did not lose a spot, sitting right where he restarted, right on the tail end of the 34 of Michael Thorpe Jr. And then everybody else, like they have quickly gapped. Tyler Honeycutt in third. He is fallen off from your front two. And then it's a whole pack of them led by the 24 of EJ Luna working his way up now to P4, Jeremy. He's knocking. Can you hear him knocking? He's knocking on that Nerd TV podium.
And the beautiful thing is with 34 and 89, they're different teams. They're not teammates, and they're running identical lap times. So they're just competing, not based off of similar notes. They just doing it. But we'll focus here mid-pack. Here's the number 11, Don Blazer, P6 at the moment. Off of turn number 4. Single file almost all the way through. Stephen Hayes going to pass the 79 of Stephen Knight.
Who's going to get the position, Jeremy?
Trying. It's going to be Stephen or it's going to be Steven. I can't tell if it's Stephen or Steven as Stephen tries to pass Stephen off of turn 2. I was going to avoid this, but Dustin called it. Now we're doing it. Steven versus Steven into turn 3. Checked up by Don Blazer. And the one Steven passes the other Steven finally.
So for those of you, obviously you know that we're nerds. We're also big race fans. That goes way back to like the late 90s, early 2000s when Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Dale Jarrett both qualified first and second and started on the front row. And they asked them, they're like, so who's going to lead the first lap? And the answer from Dale Sr. was Dale. So, gotta love it, Jeremy. Gotta love it.
I always remember, too, the Greg Biffle video from Inno 2K3 where it's a pack of 43 Greg Biffles at Talladega.
Oh, my. Yeah. Greg Biffle on the inside of Greg Biffle. 3 wide on Greg Biffle as Greg Biffle's leading. Oh, fun stuff.
Out of that.
Fun stuff. But look at this racing, though. So we were just talking about it, all jokes aside. They were going 2, almost looking 3 wide as Don Blazer finally loses the spots to Stephen Hayes and the 19 of Jacob Grant. Jacob Grant trying to move his way back up. And after that little the last incident about 2 cautions ago that involved him and the Swedish-Scottish warrior of Callum Bailey, both drivers able to maintain and keep going. But Jeremy, up front though, front, lead change possibly side by side as they get around the 81 of Chuck Cobb, still side by side as we came into camera, as we seen a little bit of sparks from door contact. Side by side going through the corner, Mantle on the inside, Thorpe Jr. on the outside. Who is going to take this lap? Is it going to be a lead change? Thorpe Jr. going to power it up on the exit of turn 4.
The prior lap, Bobby Mantle did lead it by 9/1000ths of a second. So 2 lead changes within 2 laps. So we're going to mark that down as lead change number 4 of this evening. And he's going to clear him barely. Little wiggle there from the 34. Powers it on the outside to keep Bobby at bay. As these 2 guys have a 2.6 second separation over third place and back. So
yeah, but look at this battle, though. Look at this battle.
EJ Luna, how you doing? Up 5 positions to make the 3rd. Here's 10th to 4th. That was Tyler Honeycutt that's up 8th to 3rd. So 6 positions gained by the 24-5 from the 45. EJ Luna once podium position, and he's sniffing it, and he's right there.
He's right there, but again, you've seen the difference in lines going through 1 and 2. EJ Luna elected to try to go mid and then kind of drift it down to the lane 1 on exit, whereas Tyler Honeycutt elected to stay in that second to third lane, and EJ Luna gained on him on the apex. But man, that exit, when you're in that preferred groove, is just so monumental going through 1 and 2 like that. As you're going to see it again here, but watch the 45 as he gets that run there, and you see him start to gap just a little bit on that exit just from that momentum gain.
Back to the YouTube chat. It's Chad McGinley Racing saying, let's go Grim Reaper. Jeff Brown has grabbed a bag of popcorn. Kimberly say this is getting entertaining, and Flo, I guess, called wall shot. I'm not sure if that was from the 45 or who else, but he said wall. So there's been a lot of wall contacts off of turn number 4. I expected more off of 2. No, it's been majority off of turn 4. That faster sweeping corner exit just really not boding well with all these guys out here tonight.
Yeah, and now the hard thing is what battle do we watch? Because your battle for the lead between Thorpe Jr. and Mantle is heating up. Your battle for third between Honeycutt and Luna is heating up. So what battle do you watch, Jeremy? Because they're both going at it.
These guys are all on top of each other. The race leaders are just gone in their own zone. If they go side by side, we'll put them on camera. But I think we stick to this one, the one that has more positions up for grabs. And if there's a mistake by one of these guys up front, it's going to affect way more than just 2 people. So here we go. Passing Chuck Cobb on the inside, not for position. The 74 has a weird entrance into turn 3. Jacob Grant trying to pass Franklin. Cannot do it this time around through 3 and 4. Wall contact from the 13. And there we go. We are now on a very nice lap 69, Dustin.
Yeah, giggity. Yeah, but I tell you what. Okay, couple things here. One, Tyler Honeycutt is not a full-time driver. Coming in here, he's missed a couple races, but able to come in running solidly right now in the podium in 3rd place. EJ Luna doing the normal Luna thing. EJ being EJ right now, just slowly working his way forward. Dustin Franklin, we talked about him in points. He's top 5 in points right now. This is why there's not all the times where we call the drivers or anything else, Jeremy, but because of their approach. They are very methodical. They're very slow at working forward. They take what is given to them. And Dustin Franklin's one of those drivers, and he's worked his way up. He's up 6 spots right now in the top 5. So, I mean, this is why he's in the top 5 in points as well. Jacob Grant rebounding after that contact that led to the second caution. He's working his way up trying to get in the top 5. So a lot of good battles and good stories going on right here in your picture frame.
Absolutely true. Single file all the way through. 71 laps into the books here, which in about 9 laps will be the halfway mark in tonight's race of race number 18 of the Global Racing League Truck Series schedule of 2025. We're doing it at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. Your top 5. Let's go over the Nerd TV top 5 real quick. Michael Thorpe Jr. up 2 spots. Bobby Mantle down 1. 3rd place, Tyler Honeycutt up 5. EJ Luna up 6. And Dustin Franklin up 6 spots as well to complete it. And race lead change might be happening again. Bobby is ready to try for it once more. Great effort, but Michael Thorpe off of turn 2 is very competitive right now.
Yeah, and I mean, Thorpe Jr. is running an excellent line. I mean, it's off a corner exit like that is probably one of the best defensive moves because that inside driver to prevent drifting up into you has to throttle it, has to choke up a little bit. So if you take that top lane, that exit route away like that, and you plug it up with your truck, it's not only a great offensive move because of the run you get off the corner, but it's a fantastic defensive move as well to maintain. They're
battling so hard, Dustin, nose to tail. The 34 is mirror driving. The 89 is trying to lead a lap and stay ahead. And they're also, at the same part, just still pulling away. 3.5 seconds separate these two amongst the rest of the field. You would think they're sharing setup notes, but they're different teams. They are not working with one another. At least I don't think there's any partnership here between Full Throttle and Grim Reaper. But needless to say, they are on the same page every single lap. And I think if the 89 of Mantle can get some fresh air on that nose, maybe separating himself by going up a lane in the corners to get the aerodynamic effect and put the nose down on the ground, he can maybe make the pass happen. He might try it here. He's on the bumper. He does not try because he knows 34 strong into turn 2.
Yeah, and he's trying that too. If you see, he puts his nose about a half a lane down as well. He's trying to get that that nose in clean air to give him a little bit more rotation on the front of that nose, and that's what's tough. And Jeremy, chats are heating up. Flow2K3 says, pass him, Luna, talking about passing the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt. Michael Hayes, where have you been, man? We missed seeing that one truck out there, but glad that you're in the chats and watching. But Michael Hayes says, hey, Kim, tell Steven the gas pedal is on the right. Talking about Steven Hayes, who, again, was up front leading early, now slotted back in 7th, trying to work his way forward. So Steven getting called out by his brother Michael, who's not even racing. Come on, Michael.
I think Kimberly just told Michael, I hope both sides of your pillow are hot. I've never heard that insult or threat, but man, I love that one. I'm stealing that.
Oh, I love it. I love it, guys. Keep it going. It makes it a blast doing what we do up here. We appreciate you guys joining in and chatting it up and having fun while we watch these guys throw it down. We call this short track. I mean, it races like a short track. So, I mean, short track-ish style, Jeremy?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Short track-ish. Got long straightaways, short track style corners. Just over a mile in length, a mile and a quarter. And lap 77 coming up to lap 78. These two still the same spot here. We'll cycle back to EJ Luna in the 24.
Oh, getting
Jake
pressure.
Grant giving him the business right now, all over the rear bumper. When will he make the pass effort? Is it this corner? It's not, but he is there. He is looking. And if I memory serves me right, I think that truck used to be white and green, but he put that chrome effect on that to make it look silver.
So sexy.
I think that was a great touch.
Oh, yeah. So sexy, for sure. But, yeah, this battle here, Jeremy's been heating up. Jacob Grant finally got around Dustin Franklin, who put up a hell of a fight, too, out of that 74 team, but still holding strong in P6. But these three trucks right now, they're feeling each other out. You know, EJ Luna has tried a couple times to make the pass, but with the lane that the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt runs, it makes it super hard. And you see that Jacob Grant kind of flirting with that second to third groove as well on corner exit coming out of 2. So this could get heated up pretty fast.
Yeah, we're just going to continue to ride on board in this section of the track here. We're going to shout out one of our partners without a rotating commercial break, and that's going to be Dusty Pete's Gifts and Collectibles, based out of New York. 1,000+ comic books to choose from. Bunch of trading cards from all your favorites. You got NASCAR diecast, action figures, whatever thing nerdy that you're thinking of, they probably got it. And it's all going to be found at dustypetes.com. Use the promotion code SUPERNERD. Will save you 15% online over your purchase of $20 or more. And once again, we'll be supporting Dustin Sorber over at dustypetes.com.
As we have a caution out on the track, and
Caution.
Jeremy, this looks like it's going to
Number 4.
involve... Oh, no.
Oh, he's way in the back. What happened? I was just reading the ad read. What
Yep.
happened?
So we're going to take a look here, see what happened. They were close. Bobby Mantle was all over the bumper there. And the brake point did not judge the brake point on corner entry. And the 34 goes around. Man, he is doing everything he can to save it. Little wall contact. Not too bad, though. Still trying to save it. And then has to lock it down. And that's why he's so far back. Oh, man.
Was he not pushed into the corner by Bobby Mantle? We got to go to good. Let's see. He's so close to... No, there was a bump.
There was a
That
bump. Yep. It was just that he was so close. Bobby just judged the time wrong to sit here and back off before Thorpe Jr. was letting off for his break point going in the corner, and I mean and roll off the throttle, and that's all it took. I mean, these guys have been running close, Jeremy. I'm surprised that something like this or more contact did not happen prior to this. I mean, they've been running close for the last 30 laps like that.
Man, yeah, it's just when you're racing so hard, so competitively for 30, 40 laps, you're mentally just not there as you were on lap 1 or 2, and just a subtle miss of the break point, and that's it. When you run that close, things just happen. Completely unintentional, but you hate to see that good of a battle end the way it did. But thankfully on the 34's end, he's good. He's fine. He's just going to get the tires, a little subtle repair of what he has to do on that right front, and he'll be A-okay. Be back to the race lead at some point in time. But, man, that's just super unfortunate with the race lead and how good that battle was.
Yeah. And like I said, I mean, it's Jeremy, they had been side by side. They had been, I mean, all over the place, close to each other a number of times. And like you said, this thing races like a short track. From a driver's perspective, that's probably one of the hardest things I have is trying to figure out other people's break points. Or at this track here, Jeremy, there's some of it that's a lift point. It's not necessarily a break point, but it's enough to sit here and lift on that one. As you see Bobby Mantle taking the EOL, taking blame for that one there. So, again, it's an excellent move. He knew that it was him, but the hardest thing to try to judge is break points. That's why tracks like Martinsville are so tough, and you see the very same thing happen with some of the most seasoned veteran drivers that do it professionally. You see it all the time. That's something that us as drivers, we have to try to figure out. And it's different, Jeremy, because as the run goes on, the tires wear thin, things wear down, and the break points change. So it's something that is always ever revolving. So it's a tough thing to keep up with.
Question in the chats real quick from Michael Hayes. Did everyone pit for tires? Jacob Grant resumed as your race leader, not pitting. So the 19 did not pit. Callan Bailey, multiple laps down. He came down. Jonathan, yes. Yeah. So only one driver without tires. And that's going to be this guy leading the race. 19, Jacob Grant for your 6th different lead change, which I'm going to assume is going to be number 7, as the 45 is going to probably tear through him here in 2 laps or so. Green flag, back in the air, restarting this thing on lap 84 after we just had our 4th caution of the evening. So right now, since Jeff Brown from iRacing iFlag did not call a 4.5, it is deadlocked at 4 cautions. Not over, not under just yet, but he's on the mark. Coming off into turn number 3 and 4. Hey, Flow 2K3, guess who's looking? The 24.
Oh, yeah, EJ Luna coming on strong. And to answer your question, Stephen Hayes. Oh, man, Stephen Hayes did not. Is there 4 wide going through there? My goodness. Stephen Hayes also did not pit, so both him and Grant. Grant has 30 laps on his tires, 27. Oh, Brad Miner gets loose again, almost very similar. Weimer gets into it.
Tyler Honeycutt, Jacob Grant, caution now for the 5th time.
Oh, what is going on?
Caution count is over.
There is so much going on, Jeremy. So much going on.
Yeah, this one's going to happen on lap 85. We're going to have to back it up and see what happened yet again.
Oh, no. My goodness. Brad Miner got full sent. I mean, just flat rate shipped into the corner by Weimer as they were going 3 wide in the corner. So that's what happened there. But, Jeremy, this one here actually started further back. We've seen that one. This thing here was a huge stack up going down the stretch, and that looked like that was going to be further up. We're going to see.
This one with Jacob Grant, Tyler Honeycutt, 2nd and 3rd. Oh, see, there's the initial one that caused like the huge.
Yeah,
roll.
Stephen Knight, Abram Ghostin. And that's when they went 4 wide there. Stephen Knight was still up, and that's what checked everything up. And that looked like that, again, something happened because Stephen Knight's way off pace. Yeah, something happened with the 79.
Come back and look at this one more angle here. Then we'll rotate to the wreck that caused the caution. And he just loosey-goosey,
Yeah,
man. Hit that little apron
loosey-goosey.
spot. And
Oh man, and then Abram ghosting good heads up driving to get around there, but everybody had to check up, and that's what set it up for, again, the 73 of Weimer having such a run on the 46 and just couldn't woe it down in time, and full sent the 46 of Brad Miner into the next corner. But like you said, there was another incident that involved the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt.
yep, 19 Jacob Grant, maybe the 13 even of Stephen Hayes, and here you go. This is what this is going to look like, which did bring out our 5th caution here this evening on lap 85. And it's just going to be a little bump.
Oh!
45 up, collects the 19, sends the 13 not into the wall, surprisingly. And washes back down to the 45. Little pop-up spin. 2 trucks involved. And this one, Dustin.
Yeah, Jacob Grant going down. Oh, he misses the wall. What? He wheeled the shit out of that one. Good save there. But yeah, it looked like the 45 Tyler Honeycutt just hit those bumps on the inside, loosened the grip up enough to drift him up. And unfortunately, negative Ghost Rider, that pattern was full with the 19 of Jacob Grant. And Flow 2K3 just bring you on the up and up on current events, pal. 24 EJ Luna is now your race leader.
From 10th to 1st, halfway in this event, EJ Luna is the man to beat at this moment. Stephen Hayes will be on his outside at 2nd place. Michael Thorpe Sr., 34. Mr. Jr. back up to 6th place after his event with the 89.
So keep
he's
watch,
recovered
Senior.
well. And Bob Mantle does restart right behind the 34, which the 89 knows that sponsor on the back of the 34 like the back of his hand at this point, staring at it for an hour now. It feels like into this broadcast. 78 minutes ago, we started live. I think around 1 hour ago, we went green flag, and he's not looked at anything else but the back bumper of the 34. As we have green flag coming out this lap on lap 89. We'll resume it as Barney the flagman will fly it for the 6th time. Top 5 is EJ Luna, Stephen Hayes, Dustin Franklin, Don Blazier, Abram Ghostin, pace truck down, Geico restart zone 3, 2, 1. Green flag once more Gateway.
Once more Gateway. Good start by Stephen Hayes and EJ Luna. Stephen Hayes matches Luna's start and launch on that one. Michael Hayes says, where did Stephen come from? Well, being his brother. I can't explain where he came from if you didn't already know. I'm pretty sure we'd probably get banned on that if you're wanting to know literal.
No, you won't. You got to speak in scientific terms. You're fine. I'm teaching people healthcare here, too.
But no, he has worked his way back up. He fell back early in the race. Looks like he's made some adjustments and through virtue of cautions, and looks like he's found himself back in contention, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. Avoided that wreck, that last caution, and I reaped the benefit of the 2-for-1 pass. Goes from 4th to 2nd. Oh, here we go. Race lead change. Here comes the 13. Choo-choo on the inside. Clears the 24 momentarily. 24 trying to stay on the right rear. Cannot do it. Stephen Hayes, for the 8th lead change tonight amongst 6 drivers, is your new race leader.
Yeah, back up front where he led most of that first stint, Jeremy, about 20 to 30 laps or so on that first stint before he started falling back. Again, worked his way back up. EJ Luna still in contention. You see the 34. Money Mike Thorpe Jr. on the inside of Don Blazer trying to make a pass. Bobby Mantle right behind him to try to follow through as well. But Don Blazer not giving it up easy. As Thorpe Jr. had to work on that. Now Bobby Mantle has to do the same job.
Correction, there's only 5 lead changes, or 5 drivers in the lead, not 6. Stephen Hayes did lead a lot earlier in this race, so I'll move that down from 6 to 5. But most of the field, single file on the backstretch here, lap number 92. Looking at him just heading through the very bumpy back straightaway into turn 3. The 24 Luna. Don't count him out. He's got a much better long-run truck compared to the 13, so if these two continue to battle for that race lead, 24 will be there shortly as Thorpe Jr. up to P5 now. Remember, him and 89 still the fastest trucks overall. Can they get back to the point with the damage? I think so. Should not be a problem. So stay tuned in the next 20, 30 laps.
Yeah, I don't think that's the question, Jeremy. They have the trucks to get back up to battle with the 24 of Luna, the 13 of Hayes. But the question is how much tire are they going to use to get up there? Once they catch them, are they going to have anything to try to get around them? So that's the other part of the battle that a lot of people don't realize. Catching somebody's one thing, passing them is a completely different ball game. Especially at this track. This is probably one of the tougher tracks to pass.
Yeah, and I mentioned earlier the aerodynamics. It's a lot tighter now than what it was in previous seasons when you're behind another truck. And so you need that downforce on the nose. And if you don't have it, especially at Gateway, it's fast, it's sweeping, and it's a single lane corner to 3 and 4. And so you literally just like relying on the setup to rotate your truck. You don't have any aerodynamic advantage whatsoever. So it makes it super difficult. 1 and 2, you have a little option. It does progressively bank technically in that the third groove, which you can utilize it for rotation. But 3 and 4, just flat for the most part. I think that degree of banking may be like 12, 11, 10, somewhere in that very small range. Contact, 34 into 46, trying to make it 3 wide, trying to pass a lap truck. Ships him to the outside wall. 22 is going to take advantage of that. Keeps his position. We stay green, though. That was a very tight situation in turn 3.
Yeah, and I mean, again, turn 3, it's a very one-lane track on that one there, so it's tough, especially, I mean, you can make it work too, but if there is anybody else that's there, it's going to be tough. He's got a battle right here. 34 Thorpe Jr., 22 of Abram Ghostin. They have been back and forth. A few bumps on the rear bumper there of the 22 of Ghostin from the 34. Now they're side by side as Thorpe Jr. trying to move forward. As the rest of the field, Jeremy, on there as the 22 powers it on that high side to maintain.
Is doing a good job in 1 and 2. Can he do it? Tight quarters, almost gets contact when he got loose on the corner. Remember the 45 had that bump, shoot him up the track, so it's very tricky in that turn 2 overall between the progressive bank and the bump on the inside of that corner. Takes another look here under the 22. This should be a lot easier of an attempt. You do get a little bit of a shot of boost off the corner when you run the second and third lane, and in that case 34 unable to hang on, has to go back single file once more. And he knows he's faster, but man, it's just this is showing you how tough it is to pass. Remember, the 34 and 89, as the 34 dips way out of line. The 34, 89 are 3 seconds. Remember that one restart? They get 3-second advantage within like the first 15 laps of a restart. And now they're sitting back here in 4th and 5th and barely able to make passes. So that shows you the difficulty here.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, when you don't have that clean air, I mean, it makes a huge difference on this. So when you are stuck further back in the pack like this, it's tough. I mean, these guys have been battling like this now for about 4 or 5 laps, and they're still side by side going down the straightaway, going down the backstretch into turn 3, still neck and neck as they're still continuing to try to battle.
Yeah, they're just stacked up here. The 22 Abram doing everything he can. Single file splits the 89 and 34. Looks to the inside now. Going to try to dive it into turn number 1. Let's see if he can do anything with Michael Thorpe. No. Thorpe just way overdrives the entrance, able to make it stick. He gone. So now here comes Mansell on the outside. Probably going to do the same thing, clear the 22 here in 3 and 4. And this should be the only position up. Oh, he gives it up quick. He gives it up so much. It opened the door for Stephen Hayes here. He's also looking to the outside, trying to pass his teammate as the yellow spoilers.
I was just going to point that out. Let's look at the spoilers. Teammate and teammate, not going to sit here and battle. Now, what Ghostin did, he had every right to try to hold that position. He was racing for it. He was going to make the 34 earn it. And that's exactly what Thorpe Jr. did. He earned that spot around the 22 of Ghostin. But he also knows that his teammates are faster. So at that point in time, that's why he didn't put up as much of a fight, Jeremy. I mean, that's teammate work. You and I and a lot of the other Nerd Esports drivers have done the very same thing on the track. You know, we give a little bit more leniency to our teammates, but that we wouldn't give to other drivers. But we race the other drivers fair and clean, and that's what that race was. That was a good, clean race between the 22 and the 34. Hard race, but a good, clean one.
Absolutely very good, clean one there. Did everything he could. He knew he was a little bit slower, but made the most of it. So shout out there for Abram for doing that nice and clean. These were just past lap 100 here, 102 out of the scheduled 160 laps. We know we have one green flag stop to go before this thing is all said and done. I think we're going to take another picture-in-picture. We'll be back here in just a few moments.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy Jerky, the original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair, now available.
back to full screen here. Michael Hayes quickly has a question. Can you send me a package of that jerky? Man, I gotta go get my own. It's been a few weeks since I've had a package of boozy jerky. You can find it a couple places. One, of course, on their website, but two, Total Wine has quite a few of their flavors available. You're thinking, why Total Wine? Well, it's boozy jerky, so it's kind of infused. So it just makes sense. So if you have Total Wine near you or go to the website, you can find a package. And it's very tasty. It is kind of a little pricey.
Oh, but it's so good. It's so good.
The pineapple one, or was it the mango one? It's a little sweet fire. That one's very tasty. There's just
Peppered stout. That's a banger too.
That one. Yeah, peppered anything's excellent. But yeah, that's probably the top two, I would say. But there's a lot of good options. But we're going back to racing here. We got a couple things to talk about. Michael Thorpe Jr. found himself in second place. We came back live, full screen, with the 34 battling the 24. That sense has been settled and then some. Clears EJ Lunas. He falls to third. Michael Thorpe trying to get back to where he was, 35, 40 laps ago, which was the race lead, but he has 1.3 seconds to track to 13 of Stephen Hayes.
Absolutely. And yes, Kimberly, yes, nothing more manly than boozy infused beef. Yes, it's good. We've been fortunate enough to be able to partner with some amazing brands, and Boozy Jerky is definitely one of them. And their flavors are ridiculously good. Like you wouldn't think they would be that good, but they really are. So we got a battle for P4 right now. Bobby Mantle on the inside of Dustin Franklin takes that pass going off into the corner right now. So Mantle trying to move his way forward. Dustin Franklin, solid race so far. Jeremy, I don't think that, besides virtue of pit stops and everything else, I don't think that 74 truck has been outside the top 5 all night.
No. Very quiet. Very quiet. He's had that one incident that happened right around him with the 46 spinning out right behind him in turn 1 about 50-ish laps ago. But outside of that, just been very quiet. Remember, this guy's also, I do believe, fourth in points, by the way. He's probably the most under-talked about guy all in global racing that's inside the top 5 or top 10 in the points. And each week, he is just super consistent. 1 win, 3 top 5, 6 top 10s, and just, I don't know how he does it. He's so fast and under talked about. I guess no news is good news, right?
I mean, and it really is. And like you said, Jeremy, I don't, it's just, he's one of those drivers that, I mean, he's not really in the mix as far as, say, accidents, or he doesn't cause any problems, but he's always there at the end. Like you said, super consistent. 1 win, 3 top 5, 6 top 10s. I mean, this guy's got excellent stats this season so far. That's what puts him 4th in the points right now and in the running for the championship. And we don't get a chance to talk about the driver of the 74, Mr. Dustin Franklin, but doing what he does best and what he does every week right now, consistent race, and that's what he's doing.
Yep, and you're doing it very well. Battle for 4th and 3rd underway here. Bobby Mantle trying, and almost succeeds passing on the inside of EJ Luna here, as Flo 2K3 is getting his riot gear ready.
Yeah, he is.
Sorry to say, the 2 fastest trucks are back around the 24. I think the chances are slim to none. Still a chance if you're Jim Carrey. The 24 coming down pit road this time. That signals green flag pit stops, and he's probably the first one to open up this window on lap 117.
Yeah, he's going to give up 4th place to Dustin Franklin and company back behind as well. First driver to come down pit road. Jeremy, we've seen the short pit work out well. This could be one of those, but in order for it to really happen and take full swing, he's going to have these green flag cycles go all the way through. So Dustin Franklin will take over P4. Bobby Mantle is 3rd. Michael Thorpe Jr. in 2nd, still trying to chase down your race leader, Stephen Hayes. He's creeping ever so close But Jeremy, that work through the traffic and everything that the 34 of Thorpe Jr. had to do, I think his kind of plateaued and evened out the tire situation between the 13 and the 34.
Kimberly on the YouTube saying only losers don't eat at Whataburger. I have to agree.
100%.
I love that
100%.
place. It's literally my favorite fast food burger. I just wish they were around me. I have to drive 3+ hours to find my closest Whataburger. But if it were closer, I would be there like Culver's, which is often. So 13, Stephen A is going to give up that race lead. He's coming down pit road. Lead change back to the 34, Michael Thorpe, for the 9th lead change here this evening.
Yeah, so that, again, EJ Luna coming down, opened up the window. Jeremy, at the conclusion of this one, we will be at 40 laps left in this race event. So that window has opened up. Drivers starting to come down. Michael Thorpe Jr. leading the way. Bobby Mantle still P2. Dustin Franklin now, who, was in third place, gives that up as he's not waiting around. He's coming down pit road. And Jeremy, you see these trucks, they fly down pit road because the pit road speed commitment cone is not until right at the very start. So you can come in as fast as you want as long as you have it wound down to pit road speed by the time you hit that yellow cone.
I wish, with all the different commands and buttons and toggles you can do to set up these sessions, Dustin, we could have a toggle that says no pit road speed. Could you imagine these guys on this thin pit road just flying down to their stall at 130 plus?
Oh, man. Takes us back to the day of when they did the All-Star event where you had to go out and run a couple laps and you had to come down pit road. No pit road speed because that time was tacked onto your lap time. Fastest drivers, what qualified. That was some good stuff, man. I love things like that.
Yeah, Michael Hayes, there is quite a few Whataburgers in Florida. It's just, it's in the Panhandle side. Jacksonville has a couple. So there's more than just Texas, but oh, yep, there goes Thorpe Jr. on pit road, giving that up. Bobby Mantle back to the point momentarily with Stephen Hayes right behind him, not for position, of course, but he's going to just put his lap back to himself the hard way on this cycle. Here comes the 11 of Don Blazier as well. And Callum Bailey loves the idea of turning off pit road limiters on the pit road.
Well, that might be because he got dinged.
I wonder why.
It all makes perfect sense. But no, I think that would be fun. That really would be fun. I mean, could you imagine like a Daytona Talladega full speed like that? Trying to get into your pit stall coming in, 2, 3, 4 wide. Ooh, that'd be some fun times.
That would be fantastic. As we're going to wait for the 89, 22, 79, and everybody else that has not come down pit road to make their green flag stops this time around. Survey says nobody in that range is going to come down pit road this time. As we're on lap 125 of scheduled 160, that's 36 laps to go here for race 18 of the Global Racing League Truck Series at the Worldwide Technology Raceways, aka Gateway, which is the proper name and forever will be the proper name. I don't care about sponsored. Oh, here comes 89. Mr. Mantle. Can he come down pit road cleanly?
Yeah, and that's, again, a race can be made or broken on pit road. Because he's got to lock it down a little bit to bring it down to pit road speed. But, I mean, it's so easy to just be over that threshold, get nailed with a pit road speeding violation, and that goes your race. So it's tough, but I tell you what, so far, so good. Drivers, again, doing what they need to. That's going to relinquish the lead to the 22 of Abram Ghostin. He's going to be out front. Tyler Honeycutt in P2, Stephen Knight in P3, and then Shane Wheeldon is still holding tough in P4. Still a beautiful truck. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the color scheme. I don't know what it is, but that truck, I love that truck.
Trying to remember what Minus the Lakers. That's not correct. It's the wrong color of yellow. I'm trying to remember like what product has that color combination. It's some frozen dessert, I think, possibly. Maybe like an ice pop of some kind. If anyone knows it, let me know. But that's what that reminds me of. But going back through the field, here's the 22 of Abram Gostin, who took the race lead virtue of the pit cycle. He's your 11th lead change of the night. And he still remains on track this lap on lap 27, leading off lap 128. So we're getting close to 30 laps to go in this event. And it looks like the top 6 still need to come down pit road.
Yeah, look, they are going to need to come down pit road just for tires, fuel, and everything else. And I was about to say, I think the 22 was going to be coming down pit road, and he was. You've seen him dive out of line and then back in real fast. Remember, Jeremy did touch base. These drivers cannot communicate with every other driver in there. Global Racing League wanted to make this as realistic as possible. So those drivers don't have contact with other drivers. They have contact with their team drivers in a Discord channel, but that is it. So in a way to try to help the other drivers and let them know what their intentions are, that's why you will see cars kind of veer way out of line and then come back in to let you know, hey, I'm coming in this time. So that way they can prep for a slowdown or a check to come down pit road.
Michael Hayes saying, I'm kind of sad not to be racing with the boys, but I do like my Sunday evenings off. I 100% get that. Hopefully the rumors are true and about maybe a change coming, and I'll make a grand return again. So
Again.
maybe.
I love he had to have the again in there.
I mean, he's done this twice, or this would be his second time in one season.
He's
so
not wrong. Mike, you're not wrong. I love how you had to put the again in there. That's a very classy Mike Hayes touch. I'll just leave that little gem right there.
Again.
Still waiting on drivers to come down pit road. Tyler Honeycutt, I tell you, he's taken over the lead since Abram Gostin in the 22 came down pit road. He's got Stephen Knight, who was back there, but Stephen Knight coming down pit road now, so he's giving up P2. That's going to give second place to the 3 of Shane Wheeldon.
Just waiting. 30 laps remain in this 1.25 mile per lap racetrack known as Gateway. And just playing the waiting game. Stephen Hayes still the front runner after the pit stops. EJ Luna did not succeed in his early pit stop, Dustin. Remember, he was the first one to make his pit road stop, and he is already 5.5 seconds back of Stephen Hayes, who came down, 3 laps later than the 24? So that early pit stop, it's working overall, yes. It's going to cycle him to second at the moment, if it all comes through.
Third.
But, caution. Caution, never mind. 6th caution of the night. Going to be out. And this is going to...
Scrap all that.
Yeah, this is going to be a short race to the end. Come down for any final tires that you might have on pit road. And here we go. 3 wide on the Nerd TV.
Oh, had a little bit of help there from the 11 of Don Blazer to send the 46 around. Brad Miner just not having luck here tonight at Gateway. Yes, I called it Gateway because, like we said, we don't get paid for sponsorship. 33 Ron Holmes just gets by, a little bit of contact there. But again, Brad Miner just wrong place, wrong time. This is a track Brad's like, all right, let's get to the checkered flag so I can move on to the next one. Because you know what, Gateway, Gateway's, I'm good. I'm done. I'm over Gateway right now.
Yeah, it's a grueling track. It's not an easy place to log 160 laps at by any means compared to some other mile and a halves. But everybody that's going to come down pit road. Let's see if there's any repeat pit stop. Looks like the 13 is Stephen Hayes. He stays out. 24 EJ Luna. He stays out. See some more takers here inside the top 5 that needed to come down pit road, but that's it. Nobody else with tires on pit road, Dustin, or else maybe we would have saw like EJ Luna come down pit road. He's going to stick it out, which means tires are at 0 behind the wall.
Yeah, and this is going to kind of throw a curveball in there. So Michael Thorpe said we needed that caution. Well, that's probably a matter of perspective. I guess it all depends on where you're at, because if you were Stephen Hayes, You were probably like, no, we didn't need that caution because he was out front by a decent amount. And once the final two pitted, he was going to inherit the race lead. So I guess it's all a matter of perspective on that one there. But nonetheless, we got the caution flag. So that is we are going to re-rack them. We're going to restack them. That is going to cycle the 13 of Stephen Hayes to P1. The 34 of Thorpe Jr. should be restarting P2 as we got some waiver rounds that will take that once we get the 1 to go. So, Jeremy, that's gonna change everything right now as we got Hayes, Thorpe Jr., Luna, Franklin, and Mantle are your top 5 after the wave rounds move around the track with 1 to go.
Michael Hayes' response to that caution was mother. And I'm happy to see that because that's going to put 13 now in a tough predicament here with a little bit older tires and next to his competition who has much better tires. He does restart first, but watch this 34. He's going to probably quickly make work of the 13 unless the 13 can get in front of the 34, run the preferred lane, and maybe force the 34 into something. We'll find out here. We're going to restart on lap 136, 25 remaining, and there's your Nerd TV top 5. Stephen Hayes, Michael Thorpe Jr., EJ Luna, the very quiet Dustin Franklin, and then your pole sitter, the 89. Bobby Mantle, top 5 here, half a lap before we go back to green flag. 24th, a little blinky action there. Looks like he's back to being steady. Dustin, we're at 6 cautions. Do we see 7?
I tell you what, we're getting down to make or break time. I think there's at least 1 more in the tank. Honestly, these drivers are going to be trying to bid for every inch on the track. And unfortunately, that means that some of those inches are going to be occupied by other trucks. So I say there's at least 1 more in the tank, Jeremy.
All right. Making the call there in the Geico restart zone. 3, 2, 1. Green flag. This thing is back underway. 25 laps remaining in race number 18 of the season. There goes the 13. He clears the 24 with the 34. So top 3 single file. Dustin Franklin looking to the outside of EJ Luna. Does. Oh, 3 wide. 45. Honeycutt. What a launch off a turn, too. He's going to get the 2-for-1 special.
Jeremy, he's got the freshest tires, my man. Him and the 3 of Shane Wielden came down pit road. Everybody else stayed out. Remember, they were the last ones to pit, and he is coming and coming hard right now. 24 laps to go. He's got plenty of time. This could get interesting. We've seen him do this 2 other times, Jeremy, and I do believe it has ended with the 45 taking that checkered flag.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I remember one time for sure he won. He did not have the speed in the race. He literally was not a race-winning driver, but the pit stop cycle just perfect. He always saves that last tire for this moment. And look at, the 3 of Wielden. 3 truck wreck, heavy off a turn 4. Dustin was right. There's going to be 1 more wreck. A caution out, and Dustin, this wreck happened with 3 trucks spinning simultaneously. I think 1 involved contact. You're going to see Shane get loose by himself. But then right behind him, watch there we are, the contact between Stephen Hayes, Chuck Cobb. They're all 3 going to slam this wall at the same time almost.
Oh!
This one's the worst of it. Heavy contact.
Actually, I think Shane Wielden he had the least amount out of that. He got saved at the last second by Chuck Cobb pushing him away from the wall. I think Shane made out the best.
He did. And I saw Steven actually go back up to the outside of the track and nail the outside wall too. So double dose of contact for the 79. As you see him stuck right there on the outside wall. Post destruction to the right side of his truck. For the 7th caution now, happening on lap 130. Let's see, when did that caution come out? Came out after the line. So lap 138 is when this caution officially came out.
Yeah, 138. You know what? To fill the time, we are going to do a segment we haven't done in a hot minute. We're going to do the Nerd TV Top 10 recap. So Stephen Hayes was leading early, fell back through virtues of pit stops and a couple cautions, found himself out front again, did not want to see not the previous caution, but the caution before that come out as he had a good lead, but still out front as it sits right now. Your second place driver of the 34, Michael Thorpe Jr., fast truck all night. Been in good battles with the 89 of Bobby Mantle. Again, contact between the 89 into the back end of the 34 sent him further back, as it did Bobby Mantle for taking responsibility for it. Had to work his way back up. Definitely wanted to see that caution 2 cautions ago. That closed him right up to the 13. Fast truck under the 34. Tyler Honeycutt, we've covered it. One of the last 2 to pit. Has the freshest tires of all drivers on the track right now and made a bold 3-wide move to get him into 3rd place. And now he's going to be restarting right on the back bumper of your race leader. Dustin Franklin, again, we don't get to talk about this guy that often. Not because he doesn't perform, because we already covered this guy performs. 1 win, 3 top 5, 6 top 10s, 4th in points. Driver of the 74 doing a fantastic job. Still in that top 5. Jeremy, don't think he's left that top 5, besides going through pit cycles, but still finds himself in a consistent top 5. Bobby Mantle trying to rebound after that contact with the 34, where he got the EOL, working his way back up, cracked the top 5 right now, looking to try to have a solid 20 laps left in this race to try to make something better than 5th happen. EJ Luna has been up in the lead and did a fantastic job. First driver to try to short pit, finds himself in P6, trying to work his way up. Patrick Gittner, first time we've really talked about him besides coming down and his talking about his number change. Up 9 spots. Good run for driver the number 7 in the top 10 right now as he's trying to have a solid run. Abram Ghostin, we talked about good battle between him and the 34. Up 4 spots right now, P8, looking to try to crack that top 5. Shane Wielden, driver, again, with the second set of best tires, only to the 45. Did get contact in that last caution, but was saved by the 81 of Chuck Cobb. Little damage, but solidly in that top 10 running right now. And then driver coming in late, the 19. Jacob Grant has had some contact, been involved in a couple incidents, not of his doing. One of them was on a bad call, trying to merge in, but trying to rebound again. And that is your Nerd TV Top 10 recap.
Restart happening. 8 laps to go on lap 142. Actually, 9 laps to go. And Michael Thorpe Sr. saying, pedal through the floor, Junior. Well, you don't want to be Cody Ware at Chicagoland. You don't want to stuff the outside wall. So maybe not go through the floor. But here we go. This thing is settling to be, or going to be, a fantastic finish to the end here with the 19 laps remaining. I think I said 9 earlier. I meant 19. Needless to say, we are going on a mid-run run all the way to the end of this thing. Hopefully we see the green flag through and through. And they're saying the 13's got that good, strong short run. Can he hold off the 34 who's been fastest all night? I don't know. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, and that's what this is. This has turned into a short run race right now. Long run strategy out the window. Doesn't matter. You got the 34 who's had arguably one of the strongest trucks tonight out front, leading a lot of laps. Now in a heated battle with a driver that is slated to be one of the better short run drivers. And that's Stephen Hayes in the 13, but you can't count out the 45 of Tyler Honeycutt, who has led some laps and has the freshest tires, Jeremy. So we have just a conglomerate mess of different strategies and ways that things that could play out right now. Is real close quarters between the 34 and 13.
34. Flawless performance to get his nose slightly there. Into turn number 3, he's going to have the fender, going to have the door. He's getting close quarters here. Here's the 45 with the best set of tires. And this is all up for the 13 to win, because if so, Kimberly on YouTube will be making brownies.
Is that for everybody? Is that for all the drivers and everybody viewing? Is that for everybody? Or do we have to be in close proximity to receive said brownies?
And you get
These are important questions.
And you get a virtual brownie. Everybody getting the brownie emoji, if there is one. Oh, 34, 45, that almost was contact. They're side by side. This is going to be tough. The 45 is known for making some So quick moves. He sticks to the 13 this time.
Yes, he's given the 13 a big push, and that's going to open up the inside. Now the 45 of Honeycutt's got the tires to really use that inside lane. You've seen the 34 of Thorpe Jr. didn't have the run on that inside. Again, older tires compared to that of the 45. This is where the 45 can do it. But as you were saying, Jeremy, you've seen how close Tyler was getting to the back end of the 13. 13 has to back it down a little sooner than Tyler does, and here we go. There's that run going off into turn 1.
Yeah, it looked like Thorpe actually shoved Tyler Honeycutt to the back bump of the 13. The 45 had to stab the brake to make sure he didn't run to the back of him. 13 running a very clean, not blocking, but he's running a lower line in turn 1 and 2. It's blocking almost any run that you get on the bottom of turn 2. So it's holding him up. Here's the best chance the 45 is going to have is 3 and 4. A little bit better rotation for this truck. Off of turn 4. Does he get the lead change once more? No, not this time. By the total of 22 one-thousandths of a second. 13 Hayes is going to be leader. He pushes wide. This is going to end that lead run. If he did not push wide, this still would have been a battle. But can he run to the bottom? He's got a little bit of run off the corner. Yes. He's going to make the look to the inside.
Move to the inside by the 13 of Stephen Hayes. 45 of Honeycutt in that second groove, but he's going to get that run out of the corner as Stephen Hayes pulls a Houdini, and I'm El Presto Chango Gano there, cuz. And he's back again in second place. And the 34 had to check up going in there, and he got a little slideways.
He sure did. Great job holding on to it. Gets choked up by the 13 as he runs that impressive second lane corner set through 1 and 2. The 34 is going to have to try in 3 and 4. Does not have the speed to get there. Mantle trying what he can to get back into the top 3. Going to run that third lane. Don't see too many trucks doing that in 3 and 4. Making it work. P389.
Yeah, that third lane we haven't seen very many trucks flirt with that, but Bobby had nowhere else to go. That's where he went, but he pushes way wide in that one. That's going to open the door. Now he's going to be back side by side with the 34s that come off turn 2, Jeremy.
Great launch off of turn 2 exit. It's going to keep the 89 at bay. 13 almost made a block effort. Thought the 89 may have been going to the third lane once more, but he's going to stick to the back bumper of Stephen Hayes. 3 and 4 off the corner. 10 laps remaining. 45 Tyler Honeycutt with the strategy at the race lead.
At the race lead, 89 and Mantle goes for the shot down low. Inside, side-by-side battle for second place. Mantle on the inside. Contact a little bit. Slows both trucks down. And behind him, Thorpe Jr. trying to figure out what lane is going to move. And right now, neither one of them.
You need to pass in turn 3 and 4. Now, 1 and 2, the 13 is going to have you locked down. Oh, as he gets so close, taking the air off the nose of the 89, doing so. But Bobby's still able to keep it to the door panel. At the line, 13 still in second place. 1 second lead now to Tyler Honeycutt.
Yeah, and Tyler is loving what he's seeing in his mirror because this just allows him to drive away still side by side off turn 2. And the 34 of Thorpe Jr. just stalemated right now as these two drivers are going. Finally gets a nose to the outside of Mantle, but Mantle has a nose on the inside of Hayes. Going through turns 3 and 4 side by side. This is where Mantle has to make the run to get out as he has to back it down. Gets a little loose, and that's going to keep him nose to nose at the line.
Michael Lester makes no comments for 150 laps. And his first comment, I like brownies. So welcome, Michael Lester.
Oh!
Night battle here. 34 almost hitting the left rear of the 13. These 3 trucks putting on a hell of a show. Tyler Honeycutt with a big smile on his face right now, watching this from his mirror. This is getting real good right now.
Oh, yeah, the 89 of Mantle finally got cleared of the 13 of Stephen Hayes, and at the same time, Stephen Hayes got loose and had to backpedal a little bit. 34 of Thorpe Jr., excellent heads-up driving there to not make contact. And right now, Mantle second, Hayes third, and Thorpe Jr. in fourth, but now we got a battle for third as, again, this is one of the pivotal battle spots. This is your last spot in the Nerd TV podium, and these two drivers trying to duke it out for that final spot.
if we get a caution, man, Mantle is going to have a great chance maybe at Tyler Honeycutt. But right now, set and sail is that 45. But this position for third, your final interview spot in the podium top 3 is up for grabs. 13, Stephen Hayes still holding on over Michael Thorpe. Into the corner, though. Michael's going to try that inside lane. It has not worked for many. And it's not going to work for the 34 this time as Steven once again prevails.
Yeah, at the rate that their tires are right now, that inside lane is going to be tough. Like you said, Jeremy, it has to be in 3 and 4. This corner here is where it has to be made. So close are the bumpers of the 13 and 34. 13, Stephen Hayes still powers out of the corner, though. Down the straightaway, still maintains third place.
5 laps remaining. As the 34 is now going to be pressuring the back bumper of Steven in 1 and 2, trying to get him to make any type of mistake. Does not happen. Steven being Iron Man out here, not being pressured or bullied by nobody. But Dustin, I know it's probably not enough time, but the last 2 laps, Mantle has been faster than Tyler Honeycutt. He's got that lead from 1.1 down to 0.9, so it's only 2/10 in 2 laps, but technically making a little progress.
Yeah, making progress, but the question is on that one there is Tyler Honeycutt's not a dumb racer. Like a lot of these drivers, they are not stupid. They know how to play that strategy game. Tyler knows he's got a little bit of a buffer. There's no point in burning his tires up, whereas Bobby has got 4 laps to try to get up to him and complete the pass to get the win. So Tyler can play the safe game, leaving a little bit of tires in the tank if Bobby does get up to him to sit here and really try to power, because Tyler's not going to give that outside lane up. He's going to make Bobby work for it on the inside, and that's going to be a tough pill to swallow.
Absolutely here. 2.5 laps remaining in this event. It looks like it's all for the 45 at this time. Here comes another charge from Michael Thorpe. This time in turn 3 where it needs to happen. Tries a little too hard, though. Washes up, had to check up the truck. Oh, the 13 is going to hit the wall. Still carry the momentum down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go. Bobby Mantle down to 0.7 is the difference. Not enough time for the 89 still. Good battle here, though. Still for third.
Yeah, still for third. That was the moment that the 34, both drivers wibble wobble coming out of turn 2. 13, Stephen Hayes still powers off on that high side. They dive it off into 3, side by side. This is where the 34 needs to try to make up the most amount of ground, but Stephen Hayes, besides that last lap, has been super strong and tough on that top side right now. Half a truck length lead for third place.
White flag, 1 to go, presented by absolutely nobody. 0.6 is the difference between the 45 and the 89 down the back straightaway for the final time in this race. Tyler Honeycutt, 2 more corners to go. Not enough pressure from the 89 to matter. 3 and 4, and then gonna be for the 3rd time this year. 45, Tyler Honeycutt picks up the checker flag at Gateway.
What a race there. And at the last moment, Stephen Hayes did lose third place to Michael Thorpe Jr. He got the completion. And yet again, Jeremy, the strategy man got it done with a late race pit stop on the tires. And I would say that was probably the deciding factor to help him and propel him up to the lead. Having the freshest tires out there, he could run and put that truck wherever he wanted.
Absolutely. It's the fireworks setting off here at Gateway. I forgot they had the fireworks set up there on the back straightaway. Shooting them off. Beautiful sight here. As we try to get the camera for that.
Not going to happen.
I think the fireworks might be already be done. Just a nice little subtle show there on the back straightaway. As the part-timer picking up yet another
Is that win number 3 for him?
Win number 3 for start number 10 out of the 18 weeks. This man, if he was full-time, would probably be up there for the points for P1. But part-timer's going to burn it down here for the 3rd time. Don't hit that wall, Tyler. You know the rule. There you go. Nice race. Right here in the center.
He thought about it.
Burn it down, man. Congratulations. As we go over unofficial results for tonight's race. P1, Tyler Honeycutt, second place. Bobby Mantle, third. Michael Thorpe Jr., fourth. Stephen Hayes and Dustin Franklin as your top five. EJ Luna, sixth. Abram Ghostin, seventh. Jacob Grant, eighth. Shane Wheeldon, ninth. Patrick Gettner is in 10th. 11th, and your last person on the lead lap is Jeff Weimer. Everybody else behind him, 12th on back, one lap down or more. Don Blazier, Ronald Holmes, Jonathan Gaston, Bradley Miner, Chuck Cobb, Callum Bailey, Stephen Knight, Danny White, and technically Ricky Hudgens, even though he did not run a lap in qualifying or the race, does score the 20th place. And just like this past week, we're going to go straight into it. Thank you, Stream Deck, for having a fantastic update with the broadcast software. We are running a one system setup, which prevents some of the features from happening. But they've already filed in, Dustin, for us in the waiting room. That was a beautiful sight. So we're going to just bring them on in one at a time. And here we go. Michael Thorpe, Jr., driver the number 34, P3 tonight, man. Congrats on a solid race.
Yeah, I really wanted that one bad though.
Yeah, you had the truck, man. Just great long run setup. You and Mansell put on an excellent show. There was a little contact had there, and then you had it for the most part. Then what happened? What put you back there exactly? And could you do anything else different?
Oh, that last yellow, I just really had no chance of even getting back up there because I was already on my last set of tires. So, I mean, going from there, I just try to hang on and get back up to the front and just hold on. But wasn't enough, and Tyler and Bobby had fresher tires, and they were eventually going to get us. But really wanted this one bad, had some events go on back home. So, I'm just really upset about that one.
Well, great points, man. I know you don't really need it, but you're getting close to the playoffs, and things looking good. The motivation should be overall pretty high up there in your camp. How was it out there battling the 89 Bobby Mantle? You guys are on different teams, but it looked like you're running the same setup. You just could not leave one another.
Nah, just the team Watson setup and Team Connie says we're just good tonight, and they just go through a lot of testing on both setups. I mean, I know in officials they're just really competitive, and we probably been the top two teams going at it in officials.
Well, heck yeah, man. Congrats on P3. I know it's not the win that you wanted, but still a great race overall. Any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, shout out to my dad for watching, and shout out for Team Watson Racing Setups. And shout out to Guardian, and shout out to UNH.
There you go. Driver of the 34 finishing third tonight. Michael, have a good rest of your night.
Thank you.
That was your third place finisher. Moving on to Grim Reaper driver Bobby Mansell, P2 tonight. Bobby, congrats on an excellent race.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, man. You and the 34, the first half of the race, just put on a fantastic show for the race lead. But the back half was a lot different. Walk us through, the last 40, 50 laps and how you came on P2.
Well, I made a mistake when I did my last pit cycle. I just picked up a new shifter, so I'm getting used to an H pattern again, and I'm money shifted coming off a pit road, so I don't know how I didn't blow the motor. Second to first usually isn't very good, but somehow I saved it, got on the grass, and got rolling again. Lost a bit of time, but then with that caution coming out, I had some time to try to catch back up, but it just took so long to get around people. It's hard to pass here, even if you've got fresher tires. If you're on the inside and somebody's on the outside, they can make it a real big pain in the ass for you, and that's kind of what happened to me.
Yeah, at the very end of that long run with you in the 34, you did end up making contact. I think Michael made contact to you there in the turn 3. Do you think it was just one of those deals to where you had to make the driver make a mistake because the aerodynamic effect in these trucks is so tight when you're behind somebody, right? So is that something we had to get right up on the back bumper to maybe loosen the gap in front?
I wasn't feeling any tightness, but every time I made a move, like I was saying, I got to his inside and he was able to just pull me on the outside. And we battled for a while, so I gave him one shot. I got him a little loose into 3, got into 1, and he was still able to recover. So I settled down for a little bit, and then I got a good run out of 2, and I figured, okay, I'm going to try it once more. And I guess I gave him a little bit too much of a shot because that's what got him loose going into 3, and I just backed off and tried to give him as much room as possible for him to save it. So sorry about that, Thorpe. Didn't mean to do that. So it's too bad that that's how that ended our battle. But it was a hell of a run before that.
That's fantastic stuff here, and we're getting close to playoffs, man. I'm sure this kind of helps the motivation of finishing second place. Any shout outs before we let you go?
Shout out the boys here on Grim Reaper. Shout out my girl for watching. You guys for throwing on the broadcast. And shout out again to Thorpe. I'm sorry, man. Love racing you. Didn't want to do it that way, but we saved it. No big damage. And shout out to everyone that tuned in.
There you go. All right, man. Congratulations on second place, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. That was Bobby Mantle, driving the number 89. And now to load up victory lane for the third time this season, part-timer himself, Tyler Honeycutt. Congratulations on the win, sir.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man, we're doing fantastic up here. You would think by now the notes for these drivers would be save one set of tires. That's how you've gotten it done, I think, all 3 times. I know this is the second time for sure. But, dude, like, 7 cautions. What was the call to was it an easy call to save the last set as late as you could, or was it something you came up with mid-race?
I think after that wreck I started with Jacob, I had to go to the back and just take care of the tires. So I thought from there, honestly, I was just like, I'm gonna run it dry and maybe I'll get a caution towards the end. And I just got lucky, honestly. I'm getting good at guessing the right strategy. But yeah, wasn't going into the race I had that plan. It was just going into that last run after I messed up my tires on that spin.
Now, that wreck, you brought it up. On our replay, and it looked like there was a big bump there that you hit that threw your truck up to the top. Was that a big factor into that, or was it something you just made a mistake with behind the wheel?
Yeah, it went into the corner side by side. I never had that problem all night. I guess I could have hit a bump, but I just realized that it was like plowing tight all of a sudden, and I just had it cranked to the left. I was on the brakes. I couldn't get it to turn, so I couldn't feel it in the truck, but it definitely could have been a bump that shot me up to the right. But yeah, it just got super tight, and I just couldn't stay off of them.
Stand for on that. And then final question for you before we let you go. This is your 10th start and 3 wins, so averaging very well in the win department. For the rest of the season, how many more starts do we have with the 45?
Hopefully as many as possible. Just having to work a lot on Sunday nights, and got lucky to be able to work this morning instead of the nighttime. So I was able to come out here and race. I didn't have any practice until the session opened up tonight, so I was very surprised with the speed that I had. Well, not as much on the short run, but the long run I had good pace. But yeah, hopefully I can make as many as possible. It sucks that I can't go for the championship because I'm having a pretty good season as far as the races I've made. So, but yeah, just hopefully I can race as much as possible.
That's all we can hope for, man. Well, congratulations there. Excellent performance here tonight. Any shout-outs before we let you go?
Yeah, thank you guys for the broadcast. You guys do a phenomenal job. Can't wait to go back and watch it. Shout out to the league and all the drivers that came out tonight. Steven and Bobby for running things. Shout out to my team, Ghost Motorsports. I only had Bradley out there with me tonight, but we rep all of the guys that race for us. Shout out to Conti for the setups. My family, they're always watching, so love you guys. Shout out to Honeycutt's Garage Doors, Ben's Plumbing and Septic. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right, man. Well, have a good rest of your night, and we'll catch you hopefully maybe next Sunday. If not, one of these races coming up soon.
All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. That was Tyler Honeycutt driving the 45. Dustin, very, very good race. 14 lead changes amongst 7 different leaders and 7 cautions.
That's some pretty good stats. I mean, 7 different leaders: Mantle, Stephen Hayes, Thorpe Jr., Jacob Grant, EJ Luna, Abram Ghostin, Tyler Honeycutt. I mean, such a technical track. It is a tough track. You heard it from Bobby Mantle. It's tough to pass at this track, even on fresher tires. It's a very tough one to do. But I tell you what, I mean, the racing we've seen. I mean, we've seen side-by-side racing for 10, 15, 20 laps from, two drivers here, two drivers there, sometimes multiple of those battles going on. We had to keep flip-flopping back and forth. I mean, it was a fantastic race. This is why I love trucks when they come to Gateway. It's probably one of the best shows that these trucks can put on a non-conventional track, because that's what this is. I mean, you turn 1 and 2 tight, 3 and 4 wide open and gaping. 1 and 2 got banking, 3 and 4 got no banking. I mean, it's a very technical track, and these trucks always put on a good show.
I have to agree with that 100% there. Fantastic race. A little bit of everything. I love to see it. This league just continues to perform very, very well each week in and week out. Schedule. I think I have this pulling up next week. They're on July 27th. We're at Lucas Oil. Raceway Park. Short track in it. Then we have Kentucky, Watkins Glen, and Richmond. That's your final 4 races before playoff season, which starts August 23rd. It's just over 1 month away. And
Be
we're in
prepared
playoff
for
season.
some short track tempers, Lucas Oil. Short tracks always breed those tempers, and it's just a natural thing. Happens in the sim world, happens in the real world. It's why Bowman Gray is probably one of the worst tracks at it, man. That thing is just temper required if you're going to be given the ability to race on that track.
We were just there in NASCAR this season. Let's get it on iRacing. I would love to see it.
Yes,
That'd be
thank
a
you.
Complete shit show. In any official session.
Oh.
But,
Hey, it would be
we've seen-
accurate. It would be accurate to real life. 100% accurate then.
Absolutely. The simulation would be on point with that. We've seen 30 cautions at Martinsville before. I would expect nothing less from that place if we do get it. But it's been a great broadcast tonight, Dustin. Thank you for doing all the work behind the scenes, and we'll do this again live coming up on Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central for OP, Butt Kicker Grand National Series, as they continue on their 2025 Part 2 of their season for, I think, race 14 of 21. You guys, until then, stay safe, get your nerd on. Dustin, what you got for him?
As always, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Stay nerdy.
Back when nothing truly mattered.